times.
I'm not traveling right now. So if you
There
look at video series, I traveled, but no, I'm home for a little bit. My husband's an essential worker and
Okay.
travel freeze here in Chicago. So I am home.
Well, you know what? You're safe and sound there. And
Yes.
we're glad
And he's doing his part every day, 14, 16 hours a day. So
what does he do?
he works for shared medical with cancer patients. So he's at hospitals every day. So we get to do fun things like this. They're not as much fun as we are. But thank you for having me. Very excited to participate.
Well, I'm thrilled to see you up there, as I am Donna Pullen. I don't think Donna's been with us before. Have you, Donna? Hi. Turn your mic on so we can hear you. There she is.
The first time that I have joined one of the calls, our IT security catches them. So luckily I got this one before the event.
Yeah, there's nothing like getting it the day after and thinking, oh, I missed something really fun.
Yes.
I'm glad to see Kim made it today too. Hey, Kim, you figured out. Nice to see you. And Basha's here. Hey, Basha.
Hey, how are you?
And I see a name. I love this person, and he has threatened to show up a few times, but I believe this is the first time he's been with us, and that's Brian Melton. Hey, Brian.
Hi, Carol. How are you? It's my second one, actually.
Is it? Oh, you kept the low profile on the first one.
I'm excited to hear about these hotels.
Well, you should be excited because they're pretty glorious. All right. Whit, are you ready to get started?
I am. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here today. We do these each Wednesday with very few exceptions. Last week was one because of Turkey Day, but we're back and we've got these scheduled until, I don't know, until my grandchildren graduate from college, I think. And so we are really excited about the One Hotel partners today. These are great properties. And just in case you're new to the call, it works like this. We start with some introductions. We just kind of say hello to everybody. We have a theme, so we're going to, see what you have on. And then we ask that if you're not speaking, that you keep yourselves muted because we're recording this to the web eventually. And if you do have any questions, just put them in the chat box and I'll be the moderator and we'll get to those at the end. And then part of the assignment, part of the theme today was repurposing. And so if you have something that you want to share that's repurposed in your house or your life or on your body or wherever it is, we're going to do those at the end. Okay, so hold those for now and I will be quiet and hand it over to Carol.
And I think that Lori is going to repurpose Randy. And I don't know that that's not a bad idea. You're trading him in on a newer model, right, Lori? All right, everyone. A number of years. Oh, first of all, let me say the first 5 people today will receive a gift from One Hotels. Sheila, would you like to tell us what you have in mind for that gift?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the first 5, we have gift bags with some goodies from South Beach and some from Brooklyn Bridge as well. So you get a little bit of everything.
Well, thank you for that. We try to acknowledge those of you who come and show up on time. You don't have to dress up to join us. We love it when you do, but the first 5 to log in after 3:55 get a special gift. And those 5 people need to send me your physical mailing address so that I can get that over to Sheila. And those 5 people are Kimberly Bean, Lisa Nalon, Donna Pullen, Katrina Lawrence, and Paula Breed. Hi, Paula. I missed you, Paula. So those 5, please email me your mailing address and I will send it to our host so that you can get a gift bag from One Hotels. So a number of years ago, when One Hotel opened their first property in South Beach, I had the privilege of being down to meet with the director of sales and marketing and to talk with him and their brand marketing specialist about what One Hotels was meant to be. I was completely enchanted by the concept and by the beauty of this glorious hotel in South Beach and all of the millions of ways that they made repurpose repurposing materials and sustainable lifestyles a part and fabric of their hotels. I have since had the opportunity to stay with the folks in Brooklyn. And again, it was just such a wonderful experience because you are right across the Brooklyn Bridge from Lower Manhattan. Their pool deck and their restaurants have full-on view of the skyline of Lower Manhattan. It's an easy ferry ride or an easy trip across the bridge to get to Manhattan. It's a glorious place to stay in New York. The neighborhood is fun. I was completely in love with that experience too. So without further ado, we have two of the a number of new One Hotels that are opening in North America in the next couple of years. We have Sheila Garcia from the One Hotel South Beach, and we have Emily Talapar from the brand new One Hotel in Central Park, which is one that I haven't seen, and I'm really, really excited to be able to see it next time I go to Manhattan. We do not have with us Brittany Mosley today from the One Hotel Brooklyn, but we do have some information from the One Hotel Brooklyn to share with you. So without any further ado, I'd like for Sheila to take it over.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Carol. So as Carol mentioned, oh, let's just wait here for the screen to share.
Can you see
Perfect.
it, Sheila?
Yep, we're good to go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. We're very excited to be able to present to you, and really take a deep dive, as to the story of our brand and really how that vision came to life. We have such unique properties, but really everything that we have in our hotels, there's a unique story behind it. And that's really what we want to focus on and really shed some light to that. Brittany Wood isn't able to be here with us today, but it's like she is because we have a great pre-recorded video of her at the Brooklyn Bridge property. So we'll share that with you at the end. And we'll be able to open at the end for some questions and answers as well. So we'll go ahead to the next slide.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Emily. I'm with One Hotel Central Park, as Carol mentioned. Actually had the pleasure of helping open the brand back in 2015 when South Beach was opening. So we just wanted to start off today by telling you a little bit more about the One Hotels brand. And I'm gonna go ahead and apologize because I have double monitors. So if I'm looking to my left, it's because I'm looking at the slideshow too. But for those of you who don't know, Barry Sternlicht is our CEO and chairman of One Hotels. You might recognize his name. He did create the W brand back in the day. Some of you might be familiar with Starwood Hotels and Resorts. He was the former CEO of Starwood Hotels and Resorts, and he sold that off, I believe, back in the 90s and kind of stepped out of the hospitality industry for a little bit. With his time being outside of hospitality and his kids going through school, he started learning a lot more about sustainability. He started noticing in Europe through their travels, different things that were happening that were with the best intention of the earth in mind. And so when he decided to start One Hotels, the whole purpose was to be a platform for change, and kind of lead hospitality forward with innovation while still being a luxury hotel. So one of my favorite quotes of his is, "The world doesn't need another hotel brand, it needs a better one." So you'll see a lot throughout the presentation about how we do repurpose and use reclaimed materials, and we try to be as sustainable as possible. And that's something I think that's very unique about our brand and what we stand for.
So over here, we're gonna go right into some of our conscious brand initiatives. And I know Carol she loves to share this about the hangars that we have in our hotels that share the different stories. And this initiative is actually a brand thing that you'll find at all of the hotels. In our guest rooms, we actually don't offer any paper. Well, we actually have our notepads where you can kind of write on them with a chalk of the blackboard, as you can see on the first one. And the bottom picture actually shows our guest room keys. So funny. So I was on my way up. I'm actually working from one of the penthouses here at the hotel. So I'm in the elevator and I'm running into this guest, and he's looking at the key and he's like, "Who would have thought that this is a key?" He's like, "How does it even work?" And that to me was like, wow. I'm like, I need to share the story because this is what it's all about, right? It's doing something different and, using something reclaimed and, instead of using additional plastic. So I thought that was a really cool story, and it really just shows, this is what we're doing, right? We're sparking conversations with our guests. This is the start of it, and we're doing it little by little. And it's really, it's becoming like, it's a culture, right? And bringing, awareness to everybody. Here we have some of the coat hangers that we have in the guest rooms. So they actually share little stories. They're 100%, post consumer recycled materials, and they're full of stories. Some of them will say like, these were little love notes. So they're very cute and fun to look at. All of the guest rooms also offer triple filtered water, which eliminates the need for any water bottles in the rooms. And we also offer them with recycled wine bottles that are turned into glasses in the rooms. In the hotel, we also have different activations and events every month that we celebrate. Our dark sky events, every month we turn off all the lights down in the lobby just to kind of raise awareness for the global brightening. Full moon celebrations are also something that we partake in. That image was actually taken over at the West Hollywood location. And here in South Beach, we actually have a full moon party tonight, which is really exciting. And right now we just opened up our beach club, so where Carol is right now. So tonight will be a party there.
Here's that.
Oh, and I think the presentation might have gone out.
Yeah, well, because the next slide, we have something wonderful to show you, but I just wanted to make sure that you could hear it. Actually, I guess that's in a couple of slides. So Sheila did cover a few of the conscious brand initiatives that we have, which again, this is at every single One Hotel property. So you'll see the reclaimed keys, the hangers, the bathroom toiletries, all of those are aligned throughout the brand. Some of our sustainability keystones and what we try to focus on, our brand pillar is constantly evolving. So we really like to push ourselves in these areas, environmental impact, advocacy, education, and engagement, and just make sure we're continuing to learn and grow as individuals, but also as a hotel brand. As you can imagine, health and wellness is very important to us, and that goes along with more than just being active and being engaged with nature and being sustainable. It also comes into play with your food and beverage. So all of our One Hotels location, they are sourcing locally using chefs that are using the most fresh ingredients, seasonal ingredients. And so that's something we're very proud of as a brand. And we will just hold here. We do have a wonderful brand video that Sheila and I really wanted to share with you. We could tell you all day about what we aim to do as a brand and the feelings we want to evoke, but this video will show you a little bit more.
This is a place designed by nature to follow rhythms, circadian and cyclical, where tranquility isn't sought but instilled. Here, nature is nurtured for all that is and all that it can be. Where environment is highly valued, and the hum of the natural world is amplified by human progress. When we experience the connection between everyone and everything, sustainability is inevitable. Luxury is not derived from extravagance. It is born from the abundant beauty that surrounds us. More than a place to stay, it's a place to be. Here, we honor the world. A world that is one.
Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to kick it back over to Sheila. But Sheila, let us know what you're wearing first, because maybe we'll introduce that before we go in.
Right, absolutely. So right here in South Beach, obviously, you know, we have to dress a little bit more warmer colors, more natural, everything to kind of blend in with the beach. Today, it's like the one cold day in Miami, and I figured I would wear my 100% organic cotton sweater from that I would wear, even though it has a little bit black. I'm not supposed to be wearing this one, but it keeps me really nice and warm. It's very cold here today. It's like high 60s. So
I was just about to say, what temperature is that?
You know, for Floridians, Emily. So here we're just gonna kick off now into South Beach. And in that other slide that you saw, that's actually an aerial shot of our property. And I love this picture just because it really embodies, you know, where we are and just, you know, the beauty of the hotel and all the greenery that you find here on the beach. We're located right on Collins Avenue. The hotel has 425 guest rooms. We have 3 swimming pools. We're a true resort, easily walking distance to, you know, to shops and everything. We can cater to any kind of group. From the moment that you walk in, from the moment that you drive up to the hotel, entering the porte cochere, you know, the ceilings of the porte cochere are actually from reclaimed wood. On the outside, there are 11,000 plants in a living wall that feature some tropical local plants here at the hotel. And this is really the first glimpse that you get into what One Hotels is going to be all about, right? You step into the lobby and your next, you know, the next moment that you look at, you see this giant, you know, swimming man in a moss ball. But really the purpose of this is, you know, it's letting you know in the biophilic design that we're trying to inspire here at the hotel and really give you that sense of nature and where you are. I love to say that even the lobby, it's just very, you know, cozy, warm, and peaceful. But even it's designed almost like little cabanas because they offer this very intimate spacing, and all the unique design that you're going to see through, you know, about nature and everything. It's going to be all throughout the property, from the guest rooms to the meeting space. You're really going to find all those touches all throughout. So here's some other photos from the guest rooms that we have. We have 425 guest rooms. Our starting rooms are at 700 square feet, and I can say that these are some of the largest in South Beach. All the tones that you can see, it's all like sand, you know, whites and ocean inspired, and it's keeping that natural element. Our design is very, I want to say minimalistic, but at the same time it's not, because the accents and, you know, some of the furniture that we use is just so unique in its own natural way that really helps it stand out and make our space so unique. The headboards on the back of the beds are actually from beetle kill wood from Colorado. So this is wood that normally would have, that has a, you know, a natural discoloration, and this is what we use to preserve it. So this wood was rescued, and normally if it's not harvested within 5 years, once the trees get this kind of like fungus, they pretty much either they burn them down or they just decay. So, you know, little touches like this are the stories that we have all throughout our property. And again, all of the toiletries and everything that, as Emily had mentioned, you'll find them in all of the locations. So here we have some of our meeting space photos. And I really just want to mainly highlight our Terra Ballroom because it's truly amazing. Our ballroom is 6,000 square feet, and it actually has 1,100 plants there. So yes, that is a living green wall in the top left-hand photo. And again, this just goes with, you know, the nature inspired and the biophilic design, right? It is said that when you add plants to the, you know, to a room, it improves the air quality. But not only that, it does also shown that it helps you focus more, relax more, and really just participate more in where you are and be more engaged in, you know, in any activity. Our junior ballroom is actually the Poco Terra Ballroom, and that one has a moss wall in there as well. The hotel, we also have 13 meeting rooms, and we have a lot of outdoor space and unique venues for larger groups. Pardon me. Here we have the Beach Club, which is our newest addition. So this is our brand new $8 million development. We've been talking about the Beach Club probably since the hotel opened back in 2015. So to see it come to fruition has been absolutely amazing. We actually just opened it up in October. was set to be open in March, but of course everything has happened. It's just been so successful. It's, you know, a truly unique experience. It's a 50,000 square foot of space. And the best way I can say it's like the moment you go from, you know, you're in South Beach, you walk down to the beach club, and now you're like in Tulum, right? So we're offering you a little bit of everything, and it's a completely different ambiance. The vibes here at the beach club are a little bit more like natural and almost like, I want to say like holistic, and everyone who's more in tune with that kind of vibe. Like today we're doing the full moon, and we'll do like animal spirit card readings, and you know, and we also have a restaurant there. So the ambiance, the environment, it's just amazing. There's a DJ. It's truly a unique space, and we're very excited to for this project. So I'd love to show this photo because it actually just shows you like a great overview of where the beach club is located. There you will see our swimming pools. You'll see the main pool, the cabana pool, and there from end to end is a beach club. So this entire space can also be used for larger groups. You can do a heavy reception and using all of the existing furniture, which is amazing because you already have such a unique and beautiful space. Nothing really needs to be done to it. Here are some of our the pools that we have at the hotel. We have the rooftop pool, which is super amazing. We have the cabana pool and the main pool. We actually, from the boardwalks, when the hotel, you know, was first being built, we rescued some of the wood from the boardwalks that were taken down, and we used those for the decking on the actual pool decks. So here you have some photos of our food and beverage, and how Emily mentioned, you know, we try to, you know, source locally, sustainable. And each of these restaurants, they're all alike in the sense that they're all inspiring nature in their own way. We have 7 different restaurants on property, and just the plant house restaurant, you see all of the plants and all of the greenery. It's honestly just a happy place to be at. And that's really the feeling that you have when you're coming to One Hotel South Beach and any of the properties, right? You're inspired by nature, you're inspired by beauty, and it's just a happy environment. The rooftop is amazing. Water, it's actually, you know, it's open until like 2 in the morning. So it's also a great environment. It attracts so many locals. So it's definitely the hot spot to be at in Miami right now, especially with all outdoor dining. That's what everybody's looking to do. So we're very busy over there, which is really exciting. And then Habitat as well. So this is Anatomy. Anatomy is a local Florida gym partner. They joined us not too long ago. I want to say maybe like a year and a half, 2 now. The facility is amazing. It's an 18,000 square foot facility. I can't think of any other hotel that has a gym that big. But not only are they just a gym, but they also offer all these amazing classes and very in line with our brand. They'll do like a sunrise yoga, you know, or a meditation class, group classes for like a boot camp. And they're just really great partners, a lot of different activities that are available to all of the hotel guests. So this is Bamford Hayborn Spa. Bamford originated in the UK. Carol Bamford, you know, she created this like on the countryside in her English home. And really her products are all, you know, natural, organic, and the treatments are holistic. She's a great partner. This was the first location that they brought here to the US. And I think they also have one now in Central Park.
At Brooklyn Bridge.
Brooklyn
But
Bridge.
yes, in New York. Come visit us in New York at Bamford.
And so I just want to point out the hearts because so in Bamford, they have all these little hearts, and that's kind of like their design. And it's instilling, you know, like the well-being and wellness. But in the hotel, we also have like on the elevator landings, we have these giant, you know, moss hearts. And everybody always asks like, oh, like, look at these hearts. Like what, you know, like why? It's all connected, right? And it just shows you like, we're all in line with our partners and everybody, you know, we have that one sense of well-being.
All right. So before we hop into One Hotel Central Park, I just kind of wanted to piggyback on something that Sheila said about the feel of the brand, of the design. The one thing I didn't mention when I was talking about the brand, because I got a little nervous, so forgive me, was that the goal of the One Hotel's brand is to make sure that we're completely immersed in the whatever location that we're in, right? So there are certain hotels where you go and you know exactly what you're going to expect from the moment you walk into the lobby and for check-in. The goal of our brand is to make sure that each hotel is reflecting its surrounding community. So they'll all look a little bit different, but have that same, as Sheila said, minimalistic feel. The goal is to show that you can have luxury without it having to be too excessive, right? So having intention behind everything that we have in all of the rooms. And also the goal is every time you walk into a One Hotels, you take a whiff of the lovely scent that we have burning with our candles, that you feel like you've gotten to your oasis in the city, whatever city that might be. So here we are at One Hotel Central Park, our oasis in the heart of Manhattan. We are located on the corner of 58th Street and 6th Avenue, so just one block south of Central Park. And we opened the hotel actually back in August of 2015. So we are like the hidden gem of the brand. Another theme with all of the hotels in our portfolio, with the exception of Central Park, is the indoor-outdoor space. So here at Central Park, while you can't physically be outside in the meeting space or guest rooms, all of our rooms are designed to make you feel like you're going to be outside. Also, fun fact, my background here and the exterior of the hotel, there's actually 22,000 little baby potted plants on the outside of the hotel. So we have a drip irrigation system that goes from the top of the green wall, and it drops just a certain amount of water down each column, and it drips all the way through to each pot. So again, just another example of the intention behind everything and trying to be thoughtful. So when you enter One Hotel Central Park, it's definitely an intimate space. You can see the greenery hanging from the ceiling, similar to South Beach in certain ways, but also a little bit different, giving you that same relaxed feel. With our repurposed theme, I wanted to point out a few specifics at One Hotel Central Park of how we've repurposed and reclaimed material. So here at the front door of the hotel, I can't remember how heavy these doors are, but we consider our front doors an art installation. So there are, I believe, 16,000 twigs that were taken from after Hurricane Sandy, when all of the trees were knocked down, and those twigs were actually repurposed to make the front door. We have a YouTube video actually showing the artist building the doors. So Carol and Whitney, I'll send that to you guys after, and maybe we can share that, but it's a pretty cool story. And then right here, this is an art installation for Central Park. It says, "No thing is ever really lost." And if you take a closer look, which I'm not going to tell you everything because I want you to come visit us, but every single letter is made up of something different and something that was reclaimed or repurposed. So some have wine corks, some have greenery and moss, as you can see, but just another fun example. And right here, that room, that number 8, that's actually when you're stepping off of the elevator, each guest room floor has a different backdrop that welcomes you, and it tells you that number with different materials. So there's reclaimed glass, and each floor has its own story, which is also something very cool. Okay, and this is just a sneak peek into our guest rooms, a couple of our standard rooms, a couple of our suites. Something at One Hotel Central Park that we feel very strongly about, especially being in New York, we want to share nature as much as we possibly can. So each of our guest room has at least 3 living green moments, whether that's the mushroom wood in the wall of the bathroom or a terrarium. Again, just something to evoke that sense of nature. Right here, the picture on the bottom left, this is a photo of our greenhouse suite. So that is our largest suite at One Hotel Central Park. We have, as I mentioned, 229 rooms, 23 suites, one of them being this penthouse that is gorgeous, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and this lovely dining room with the living green wall. And of course, you have your Central Park views. This is just a snapshot of our meeting space. Again, as Sheila mentioned, having that living green moment inside of your meeting and event space is, you know, I would think a little bit more rare, but we want to keep the theme through it all. This space is located on the second floor of the hotel. If you look in my background here, you can see that we have floor to ceiling windows that wrap completely around the hotel. The entire second floor is self-contained meeting space. So we have 5 meeting rooms on that floor, ranging from about 150 square feet. So pre-COVID, 7 people at a round table, and all the way to the Great Lawn, which we could host up to 50 for a seated dinner. So just another shot of our meeting spaces and the different configurations. Since we are living in this new virtual and hybrid world, I do also want to mention that all of our meeting spaces have TVs, and we have installed sound bars actually, and video cameras underneath everything to try and help facilitate that hybrid meeting process. But with all of the spaces being on the same floor, and as you can see on the bottom right here in our ravine room, everything is connected. So you have sliding doors that can be opened or closed, all of the glass. And so you can actually have 5 small meetings, right? And have that hybrid meeting. Or you could have a full reception on the entire floor. And it's really a blank canvas that we can customize around whatever the client needs. One of my favorite parts about working for One Hotel Central Park is that we have a wonderful partner in Chef Jonathan Waxman, who, if we have any New Yorkers on the call, might be familiar with at Barbudo. He is known for bringing farm to table cuisine from the West Coast to the East Coast back in the 70s, and he is just an absolute pleasure to work with. So Jams provides the food and beverage for our restaurant, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, for in-room dining, as well as for all of our banquets and events, which being in New York is pretty rare. So it's wonderful to have that consistency and the same quality, no matter where you're eating within the hotel. We are pet friendly as a brand, so no weight limits on the dogs. And this is just a shot of our food and beverage here, but before I jump into One Hotel Brooklyn Bridge, I realize I did not tell you what I'm wearing today. It is not 60 degrees in New York. I stopped looking at the weather because I think we got to the 30s today. But I have my Everlane turtleneck on. So for those of you who are not familiar with Everlane, it is a very sustainable brand, and they source organically, and they have a lot of information that you can take a look at. But at Central Park, we cannot wear black, just a lot of white, greens. I am wearing jeans. I won't stand up and give you a twirl, maybe for the next one. But that's something too that is very unique from One Hotels compared to the other brands that I've worked with, is that you do have that ability to be authentically casual while still, you know, dressing it up a little bit. So we love that.
That's nice.
And now I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information about One Hotel Brooklyn Bridge. Brittany created a lovely video walking you through some reclaimed and repurposed materials for the property. This was the 3rd property to open. So South Beach, followed by Central Park, followed by Brooklyn Bridge, which opened in February of 2017. Brooklyn is a very unique property within our portfolio for the sole fact that it was the first property that we built from the ground up. So again, Barry Sternlicht, he owns a private equity firm that helps fund the hotels, and he's focused in real estate. So he was actually able to secure this piece of land on Brooklyn Bridge, which is technically, you know, part of the public park. And he knew when it came up for discussion that we had to have it as a One Hotel. So this is on the left here, you can see the lobby space. So really high ceilings, more of that darker industrial feel. And to the right, you can see one of the guest rooms. So the guest rooms have windows that actually drop down. So it looks like you almost have a sliding door or some sort of balcony, but it's actually the way that the windows were developed to give you that indoor-outdoor feel. And Brittany will show you a little bit more of that here in this video.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brittany Mosley, and I am the Director of Sales here at One Hotel Brooklyn Bridge. I hope everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving with their family. I hope you all enjoyed. First things first, on a serious note, I know that it was very important that we come ready to talk about the look, ready to talk about the outfits. So I want to start by saying that, my look is inspired. It's a hunter green sweater, inspired by the colors of nature. It's a knit sweater. We're all about the textures here. This, is my pleather jacket. It's not real leather, it's pleather. But, it does the job, makes the look come together. And what's different about us here in Brooklyn, we're able to wear black. Brooklyn is a very industrial location, so we're able to kind of go the darker tones here. You won't see a lot of the black at Central Park or down at South Beach. So I wanted to showcase that. My Doc Marten boots, my mask, of course. I, recently ordered this chain off of Etsy. This is a lifesaver. I lose my mask all the time. And you know what? Whenever I'm like alone at my desk and I want to take a little break, I just put it off, and it's the best thing ever. So I highly recommend you take a look-see on Etsy and pick one of these up for yourselves, because it's a lifesaver. So I can't wait to see all of your outfits. But for me, talking about Brooklyn here, instead of talking about how many guest rooms and how much event space and all those things that we can just like dump on a flyer for you to take a look at if you're curious, I wanted to talk to you guys about things that are unique to us here, things that you won't see at any other hotel. Our mission for One Hotels is really being inspired by nature and giving things a second and a third life. And I wanted to show you all some examples of how we've done that with local artists here at our property. And there's so many pieces and design elements that really kind of enliven our mission to be inspired by nature and to repurpose materials. So I can't wait to show you those, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's talk about what makes this property so beautiful and so unique. We are standing inside of our River House Presidential Suite. It's a 2-bedroom suite. This is one of our most Instagram spots of the hotel. It's our hammock. We have these in all of our 1-bedroom suites, or our River House suite as well. And you can just see the ferries going by on the river. We've got the river stop right here. But let's look at, some of the things that you're going to see here that you won't see anywhere else. One of them is the fact that we have these windows that literally slide right open. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this window is wide open right now. We're outside of the hotel building. Okay, so here we are, and we are actually in the living room of the River House suite right now. And what I actually want to talk to you all about is, we have a local artist. Her name is Danielle Trophy, and she has a design studio based here in Brooklyn. And she actually put together these really incredible lighting fixtures that you see here. And these are actually made out of mushrooms. So, Danielle's whole kind of inspiration for her studio is to kind of create this departure from using conventional materials and production techniques and to search for sustainable solutions. So Danielle actually developed this whole, it's called a mushroom, and it's like basically a mushroom lighting system. So these were all living, growing mushrooms at one point in time. That she incorporates a combination of fungus and then agricultural byproducts like, you know, old bricks or acoustic panels, and she actually grows and then bakes these mushrooms. So, you know, this is another kind of inspiring way that we've done an art installation. It's not just your standard painting. This is an actual growing, living thing that we've decided to showcase and repurpose as an art installation in our spaces. How gorgeous is that? Okay, so next I want to talk to you all about our next art installation by Rachel Mika Weiss. We are actually standing in Meadow Rue Ballroom, so let me just get the camera turned around. Okay, so here you can see we are standing really in what is the pre-function space for our ballroom, Meadow Rue. And this is a 10,000 square feet space. But really what I want to talk about is this gorgeous art installation called Breaching by Brooklyn artist Rachel Mika Weiss. And what we're seeing here, this is an 18.5-foot long, 100-year-old reclaimed pine wood beam. And we've got some really gorgeous hand-dyed yarn, which is tied to this by hand. So you can see this here. And really what's kind of so special about this is that again, we've repurposed a really unique material to use for our art installation, but this piece is really designed to be like a huge disruption to our pre-function space here. We always have guests that say, can we move it? We want to put something. No, you can't move it. It's here for a reason, right? So it's here to kind of have a conversation starter about you know, our location here in Brooklyn. We're right at the river's edge, and this piece was designed to really look like it could have literally washed up on the shore. And what's really beautiful about this is, you know, especially in the afternoon when the sun is starting to set, the light just kind of comes through these threads so beautifully, and it just creates this kind of really soft disruption of light that just looks amazing in the space. So you will not see this in any other hotel anywhere else in the world. And this is Breaching by Rachel Mika Weiss. So this is Rachel's other art installation. This is called Unbound, and this is in our hotel lobby. This piece is made of obsidian rock, which is essentially like lava rock, and it is tied together by hand-dyed rope. And this art installation is really, you know, designed to appear like it could literally topple over at any moment. And that is kind of tying in the darkness of nature and how, you know, with Mother Nature, this could get really dark and scary at any moment. So this is another example of how we are upcycling materials for really unique art installations on property. Another beautiful art installation we have here is designed by Harrison Green. They are a couple based here in New York City, and this art installation is a living, growing, evolving green wall, right? So this is kind of tying in, I think, essentially and very literally what our brand is all about, right? We want to literally learn and grow and change over time, and this is really like an homage to that. And we have upcycled chicken wire here that you can see, and we've got little baskets that our plants live and grow out of, and then we've got a drip irrigation system that drops the water down from the top to the bottom here. So you can see how gorgeous this is. You know, and it's kind of living there right in front of this concrete wall here. So it's really just like a testament to anything can grow here in Brooklyn and look beautiful.
Okay, also before we leave One Hotel Brooklyn Bridge, of course, I'm happy to help answer any questions about Central Park or Brooklyn Bridge as we're wrapping up. But for those of you who are familiar with New York, I do want to mention that Brooklyn Bridge is just one stop on the ferry from the financial district. So you're talking like 5 minutes if you're doing an incentive group, or if you have a larger group, you can actually privatize the New York ferry, and our partner NYC & Co can help us with that. And they'll also be able to give you customized little ferry cards for your company. So something to keep in mind, you know, if you want to venture to Brooklyn. So nature isn't just beautiful, even in small doses, it changes the way we feel. Sheila, you're on mute.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, and so we wanted to leave it off, you know, with this beautiful quote, and really that's, you know, back to the story and what we're trying to inspire. We want to spark conversations. We want to, you know, talk to our guests, have our guests be involved, and really instill, you know, our culture and what we're all about. And it's like Carol says, she was telling us earlier, she's like, you know, you guys have come such a long way, right? Like, we're still relatively like new brand, but really more and more people are hearing about us. And they're coming back because of that unique experience in each of the hotels that they're at. You know, it's always a different experience, a unique time. So I also wanted to talk about some of the new properties that we have just opened up recently. One Hotel West Hollywood is currently open right now. And that was one of the newest ones to open, as well as the One Hotel in Hai Tang Bay.
That's in China,
yep.
For those who are not aware.
And lots more on the way. And I know somebody had made a comment about Nashville, so definitely as well.
Lots more on the way. You can find all of this information on our website as well. But our most exciting things that are in the work right now, 2 are on this slide. One is One Hotel Nashville and One Hotel Cabo, which has been in the mix for quite some time. One Hotel Toronto will be opening in Q1 of 2021, and we are so excited. So that is our next opening. We also have Sunnyvale, California in the mix, as well as the old Princeville Resort in Hawaii. We are renovating that and turning it into the One Hotel Hanalei Bay. And Paris, London, and Melbourne are not too far behind. So keep your eyes and ears open for us, and I'll kick it back over to Carol.
Wow. I mean, I'm so excited about the growth of this brand, y'all, and you've done a beautiful job painting a picture as to why this is such a special company, and some innovations around hospitality and luxury, and still being sustainable and helping our planet. And I'd love you to talk a little bit about some of the programs for people. I remember being told that your employee programs were very much, you provided a lot of employee benefits that are sort of above and beyond the normal employee programs. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do offer a lot of employee programs, and, you know, even now with everything going on, the brand has a big focus on the safety as well, you know, for our employees, which is very important. And I think that, you know, goes to show, you know, good testament that they care. You know, every day before we check in, we have our temperature checks, and we have weekly office cleaning. So we are on property, you know, at least here in South Beach, and I think, you know, Central Park as well in Brooklyn. But really the brand, everybody, we're just doing our very best to make sure that our employees are being kept safe.
Yeah, and giving back, right? So one of our brand pillars is do all the good you can. And so they actually allow the company for basically for a full, I believe 8 hours minimum, they'll pay you to do community service. So you can use your work hours for that. Also, each individual property takes a little bit ownership in their own way. I know for One Hotel Central Park, myself, our director of sales, and our director of HR started a run club. We have different initiatives, whether it's every 6 months, every quarter. It's not as scheduled as like a marketing calendar might be, but they do competitions all the time. There are step competitions, and you can win a Fitbit and all sorts of different ways to get us moving and to allow us to take care of ourselves as well.
Yes, that's what I remember. It had to do with your overall well-being, the programs that really did address your lifestyle. And I thought it was very innovative in the way that they thought about that.
Yeah, and they also give opportunities for us to learn. So her name is escaping me. It might be Bia, but there is a woman who learned how to be zero waste within her own home. So she actually goes through her whole wardrobe capsule and how she really only has like 6 pieces of clothing, but she can wear it, 25 different ways. And she only has a small bag that you can pack. So allowing for those opportunities as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I do want to say that this is the first time I believe that the hosts made a fashion statement and are dressed more creatively than our guests are today. So thank you, ladies. We really love the fact that you guys were all in for our presentation today. Thanks.
And I have a couple of questions. Emily, when you showed the picture of the meeting room, you had those cool little writing pads there.
Yes.
The jugs of water instead of the water bottles. And I love all that. I'm such a proponent of all that. As COVID protocols are coming into view, how do you shift from a sustainability standpoint to the COVID stuff? How is One Hotels doing that?
So that is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful question. And to rewind, I did help open the hotel as our catering sales manager. And right now I'm all of the sales managers. So I can definitely speak to that. We helped pilot a lot of things here at One Hotel Central Park with regards to how we're adjusting everything, right? From the moment you walk into the hotel. We just launched a brochure called Gathering Safely that is specifically addressing groups and meetings and events throughout the One Hotels brand. So I will share that if Sheila didn't already, so you can see everything in detail, how we're cleaning the tables, so on and so forth. But when you're talking about, the balance of being sustainable, but also having those single-use items, we have developed a program at Central Park that we piloted at Jam's Cafe, where we're actually serving all of any pre-made items. So for example, your daily smoothie or your green juice, it's coming pre-packaged in individual mason jars. You can take that mason jar home with you. If you're in the neighborhood, you'll actually get a discount if you bring it back and give it to the hotel to be able to wash it and reuse it. But everything is going to be individually packaged. So we do not do water pitchers anymore. Sheila, would you mind modeling the water bottle one more time?
Yes, I love it. So we used to use the just water, which was like the cardboard box, but recently we just changed to path water, and it's this beautiful bottle that actually comes and it's refillable. So this is what we're serving at the restaurants for our guests. This is what we're serving when we have meetings. And it's really, again, it's giving them the option to continue to reuse this bottle versus just, the single use plastic.
And so for each location, right, because every state has different regulations, it will be a little bit different. But as a brand, for a precautionary measure, we've eliminated family style service and self-service buffets. So if you do have a buffet, we just have it stationed with a chef attendant who's serving it out. Everything will be closed. We are not pre-setting glassware or silverware for meals as we would have typically done. Everything is coming rolled up. All of the items are individually plated, and all of our chefs and our culinary team, they've really done a wonderful job. So I'll be happy to share that document with you. And thank you for asking.
Sure. We'll get that out to everybody. Paula says, we did an event at One Hotel Brooklyn Bridge and loved the water bottles and in guest room water fountains, which are genius.
Yeah, the in-room tap is wonderful.
Right. And the other question I had was for South Beach, the new beach club. Someone wrote, "This is perfect for an incentive." What we're all trying to make the most of our clients' money, of our company's money, and events where you don't have to pay for every chair coming in and every little thing. How ingenious. I mean, that's how. Are you booked solid right now with incentive groups, or
Yeah.
what does that look like?
I mean, so we just opened up the beach club, and really we just started booking it. I think right now I have about 2 groups that I've actually sold it to. And it's really exciting because it's like what you said, you have this beautiful space. It's very unique, and it's already put together, right? You don't have to worry about all the hassle about renting it. And anybody knows, if you've ever done an event on the public beach, all the money that goes to just getting the rental furniture and labor and all of that. So it's really exciting to have this. The space is grand. It's about 50,000 square feet. We would be able to accommodate a heavy reception. It is perfect. The hotel itself is perfect for an incentive group, just because we have so much to offer right on site, and of the location of where we are. Everything is very easily accessible, and the guests can have a little bit of everything. So yeah, we're very excited with it. It's a fun spot. It's different. It's unique. It's cool.
Looks
I have a
beautiful.
question on that, Sheila. What are your capacities in the beach club, and do you do buyouts, and is there a buyout fee in addition to a food and beverage minimum? Could you, as part one of my question, could you cover that, please?
Yes,
and then I'll have a part 2 to the question as well.
Absolutely. So right now the beach club has seating for up to 270 guests. However, there's an extended side to it that has, I want to say it's another maybe like 10,000 square feet. We can probably do on the beach club, probably close to 500. Really, it just depends on the kind of event, and keeping in mind that our backup, right? What kind of setup you will need, and if our backup, our ballroom would be sufficient for it. So really, we can get very creative with what we have in this space. As far as rental goes, there is a rental associated with it. And I don't want to put out a number right now because the pricing is so dynamic depending on the day of the week, the time of the year, and whenever it is. But right now I can say that the pricing is ranging anywhere between 10 to 20,000 for the rental. But again, that includes all of your setup. Anything in addition would just be the lighting that you would have to bring in.
Thank you. And part B to that question is, I think Emily, I was thinking that perhaps your meeting space in Central Park was relatively small, but I'd love to have you share with everyone, what is your meeting capacities? What are your sweet spots? And also if you could speak on behalf of Brooklyn Bridge as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll start with Brooklyn Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge has about 20,000 square feet of indoor outdoor space. So that is very attractive for right now. I know Sheila and I both got to experience the sales summit that we hosted at Brooklyn Bridge, where we actually got to eat in that outdoor space, pre-function area. They also have a separate entrance for their meeting and event space. So very conducive for what's going on right now. I don't want to misquote, but I believe that right now, the ballroom, they can seat 55 with social distancing. New York State is probably, I think, the strictest state in the country. So back to Central Park. Yes, our meeting space is the most intimate of any of the One Hotels brand. We have about 2,500 square feet, not including Jam's Restaurant or our greenhouse suite, where you can also host meetings. Our Great Lawn is about 700 square feet, give or take. Pre-COVID, we were doing private dining for up to 60 people. For meetings, we kind of maxed out at 40 in the one space is where I would say for comfort level and rounds. Right now, we are able to host 15 people in that space with social distancing measures. But again, the best part about the second floor event space is that you have 3 other spaces that you can meet in. And right now it ranges from 3, 5, and 8 in those spaces. So you can still have your 30-person meeting, just a little bit distanced in the separate spaces.
Great, thank you. The other non-related question is, I was curious about San Francisco. I was really happy to see that on there. Is it a new build or a conversion, and when are you expecting that to open?
So TBD, there are so many moving parts right now. I think some projects have accelerated that we thought were going to take a little bit longer, and some projects that we thought were going to come up sooner, like San Francisco, are a little bit delayed. But from what I understand, if nothing has changed, we're actually going to have it connected to an underground tunnel where the Golden State Warriors play. So it will be in that area. I'm not sure where we are at right now with the build, to be completely honest with you, but I know that our CEO, Barry, is extremely excited about that location.
And so am I. So we'll be watching for news on that.
Oh yes, we'll keep in touch.
Okay, great. Whitney, do you want to lead us in a discussion about show and tell today?
Right. So part of the other component of today's theme is repurposing. And I could take you through my home. About 90% of all of my furniture comes from consignment stores. I am constantly doing that. But we asked if there's something that you're particularly proud of in your home, or maybe it's, like the sweater that was your grandmother's, or maybe it was something that, you have repurposed yourself. So we wanted to just kind of open that up. And this will also be a part of the consideration when it comes to the travel packages today. So we encourage you to participate in the show and tell if you have something that you want to tell us about.
Indeed. I just want to reiterate that the ladies from One Hotels have been extremely generous with prizes today, and we don't have as many people dressed up. So I want you all to let them know how much you appreciate their participation and their preparedness, and talk to us about your outfits in some cases, and other things in your home, or some of the things you're doing as a person to be more aware of the sustainability of your lifestyle. So who wants to go first? Okay, great, Vasya, go.
Hi, everybody. I had a couple of things. I'm in Dallas right now. It got kind of cold, and I have this kind of crazy sweater on, but I'm originally from Canada, and I have my two nephews that have been purchasing consignment stores in Toronto, Plato's Closets. And last fall they purchased their fourth. So I went, they always invite everybody to come in before they open it to the public. So I bought a bunch of nice warm sweaters when I was there at a great, great deal. Some really fun ones. So, and some other items.
Too, Vasya.
As well, we just moved into a new house here, and I've had these horrendous bar stools. Well, my kids say they have been horrendous bar stools from the day I bought them. And they were laughing. They said, "Why did you buy everything that kind of had circles and spheres on it back then, Mom?" And I was like, "Because I like them." And I still have a couple chairs. Well, I found this wonderful guy who helped me. He told me how much material, fabric I needed. And I got 4 bar stools, reupholstered, and he told me they were excellent bar stools, good quality. So I had to share that with my family. And I got 4 of them done for $200 with fabric and everything. And they're just exceptional. So I was like, that is my win. So they're just down. They're kind of a boring gray now. They used to be orange and red with kind of spheres on them. So
a quieter color combination.
For sure. Quieter time of life. Thanks.
Thanks, Vasya. That was great. Who else wants to share? Okay, Lisa.
We actually took our clothes off out of the closets, sold it on Poshmark. We were so taken with what Jane Fonda was saying about what it's doing to the environment. And we are both down to 6 outfits, 2 per season, and recycling. And we took the money, if you saw on my Facebook page, and donated it to senior citizens on Thanksgiving with the Red Shoe event, Red Shoe Living. And donated decor out of our basement of things we weren't using anymore from Christmas, and donated it to senior citizens.
Wow.
Senior centers. So
for real, you only have 6 outfits.
I only have 6 outfits. I primarily work on commission, and you know how this year has been. way to,
I'd be hanging on to my clothes if I were you. You might need it. You might need them.
well, not for a while. So it was a great way to get,
Wow.
so clean out closet. It's very invigorating to clean out your closet. It really is.
Well, could you come to my house, please?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to. I'd have to quarantine with you, but yes.
I would actually be afraid I wouldn't have anything to wear ever again. Are you making the kind of vow that Jane did, which is I'm not going to buy any more clothes for the rest of my
Not
life?
buying anything. I mean, I'm not going anywhere and nobody's seen what I have. So, if you run into, and I'm kind of of the philosophy now, it's okay to recycle. Like, if you like a few pieces and people compliment you on them, just keep wearing them. Or buy a Poshmark and just keep recycling. So we're not buying anything new.
Wow. Okay. You guys are impressive. Who else? Okay, Lori, speak. I think you're muted, Lori.
You're muted right now, Laurie. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
There's Randy.
There's a wall of planters and they're made from soda bottles, which I thought was a really cool idea. But I don't know if you can see my little headdress, but it's made of acorns and leaves. And it's actually being repurposed today as a headdress, which is normally a table decoration. But I did want to also point out my favorite things, which are aspen trees. And I have two different aspen vases that are from reclaimed woods from Colorado. And then my favorite thing is that I have a necklace on with these little green leaves. And this was from an old necklace and it was redesigned and recreated by my mother-in-law for me. And she has since passed. So it's very special and one of my very favorite things.
That's lovely. Now, to be clear, is that a Zoom background or are you actually in a space that has this interesting planter?
I wish it was real for me, but it's a Zoom background.
It's very cool though. You look beautiful. You fit this perfectly. So are you going to call Randy in from the garbage, from the curb? Is he going to speak to us?
Awesome.
There he is.
First of all, I don't know. All this is repurposed. I'm being today. I've never sat in a garbage bag for an hour, but I've been doing. You probably can't tell what it is, but this is a mega roll Charmin wrapper. So now you know what kind of toilet paper I use. Show you one of my favorite things in life. Golden State Warriors hat. Had to throw it in.
Well, you must be excited about One Hotel San Francisco. There's going to be a tunnel between the two.
One thing, if One Hotel has not come up with a name for their clean program, I would call it One Clean.
Thank you. I'm gonna shoot that straight up to the top for you, Randy. I'll let you know how it goes.
See if Barry likes that idea, Emily.
Yeah.
Very delightful, and you guys are definitely on our radar now. Thank you.
That's awesome. You can come inside now. Lori said it was okay if you wanted to come back in. Nice effort to the Meachams. I think we're just going to do one package per couple, though. Just so you know.
Yeah, we like to compete.
All right. Who else? Marika's got an interesting backdrop.
I will. So,
Marie?
Carol, when you posted your theme this week, it got me thinking. And the first thing that came to my mind were the words or the phrase, "au naturel."
And you are dressed, right? You're not naked, are you?
So if you look at it up, it's in the nude and a naked state, naturally, in the plainest or simple manner, without makeup, natural cooking. And I figured, no, you wouldn't want us to come on our Zoom calls naked. So I did not do that.
It was play on words, Marika.
I have my straw hat from Australia, my cashmere sweater from Scotland, and my silk scarf from India. My backdrop was taken not a year ago when I was in South Africa for my niece's wedding. And we were staying in these really luxury rooms, and your showers are outside. So I took this picture, au naturel, of the elephants crossing the river.
Wow.
And then it takes me back to South Africa. They have so few resources, how they repurpose things over there. In the street markets, they'll make things out of anything. You'll take a piece of wood and whittle a little, you probably can't see this, a little, I'll send pictures later, a little cheetah. They use coconuts, they use ostrich eggs, they use hangers, they use soda cans, and they're absolutely incredible how they can repurpose resources and make money out of it.
Indeed.
So that's my little bit for today, au naturel.
Wow. Thank you, Marika. There's some really great thought that went into that. Love it.
All right.
Anyone else? Last chance. Lots at stake.
Donna and
Kimberly. Donna, go ahead.
Well, mine is repurposed, not, oops, and I just dropped some stuff, but we'll walk in here and look. So my dining room chairs, I didn't like the chairs that I had. Let me see if I can figure out how to turn my camera around, or at least turn this around so you can see it. So can you see my ball chair?
Yes.
So my nieces were talking about ways to lose weight, and I was explaining how easy it was to sit on the balls. So I redid, and I can't figure out how to turn this, but anyway, there's multiple balls that are, so obviously I'm not very good at this.
This is hilarious. Donna,
Donna, do you use the balls to sit on while you eat? Is that the idea?
Yes, they're the chairs. And it looks much better than I'm able to show you. But my so if I could figure out how to turn, I'm not very techie, so obviously, you know, that didn't work well.
Great.
But I do have a repurposed bottle that used to be a wine bottle, and now it's a really cool light.
Oh wow.
But since I didn't get my notice, but like 2 hours before the meeting started, I didn't have a lot of time to plan. So that's all I have for today.
So, Donna, thank you. I'm surprised that people just don't go bouncing, you know, right away from the table. Like,
yeah, everybody likes him except my nephew. He's really tall, and he's like, I can't sit on these things.
Oh my goodness. Y'all are surprising us today. It's not as a parent, but we've got some good stories here. Anybody else?
Kimberly Bean?
Yeah, Kimberly, you've been awfully quiet today.
Oh, well, I'm awfully tired, but that's okay. My whole office was recovered instead of buying new furniture. I did that. So everything in here has been recovered. It was 22 years old, so now it's fresh. I repurposed all my Tiffany boxes from 35 years, and they're on my mantle and on my dining room table for my Christmas. And this year, instead of taking a vacation, my husband and I treated the assisted living facility where my mother is, and had a food truck come this summer and feed all the employees.
Oh, wow.
So anyway.
That's lovely. I did notice all of your Tiffany boxes from your Facebook feed. Someone's been making a haul over the years.
I've had some people save them for me too.
Okay. That's great. And I applaud you for your endeavors to make, you know, the assisted living folks. Was this for Thanksgiving that you did the food truck?
I did it this summer. A friend of mine was on Shark Tank, and she won. And went to high school with her, fried green tomato truck. So
no kidding.
Yeah.
So you did a good deed for her too.
Yeah, it worked out nice.
That's great. Well, congratulations. Thanks for being here. Anybody else?
Yeah, I want to talk about an event I did that was a low waste, a lot of repurposed stuff, as I've been watching the hotel go through their interiors and stuff. And so I did a black tie event for about 110, 120, and the whole theme was low waste. And so all of my centerpieces were compostable. They were florals inside carved vegetables. So like gourds and peppers and squash and pumpkins. And then like our band was a cigar box band. So all of their instruments were made out of a cigar box or a hubcap or a license plate. And then our tent cards were recycled silver forks. So the forks wrapped around the this place card.
Oh.
Sorry, my dog's getting on my lap. This is why I don't have my video on. And then I had a pine bark beetle bar. So the bar was made out of reclaimed wood out of the Colorado forest. On top of the bar, I had Brussels sprout topiaries for decor. And we had our beverage, our cooled beverages were in a recycled, like a baby bathtub from like an old hospital. And then our napkin rings, this is where my colleagues loved me, were toilet paper rings cut in half. And then we decoupaged old Biz Bash magazines onto them. And reuse all these Biz Bash magazines that we had in the office. And that's just a few things. And we had a couple people on site who were talking educational about water conservation and composting and just getting people a little more aware. And, went right up to the meeting planner. She said, "Oh, I don't have anything to compost." And he said, "Do you eat eggs?" And she said, "Yeah." And he said, "Start right there, start with the shells." And, just got people thinking about it and showing them how they can be a little more less waste and repurpose. But as we got going on it, the theme there were so many options once we got
I
into
want to know a bunch of things about this. Why did you select that theme? What was your motivation to select that theme?
So the client was an annual client. She usually has some sort of educational theme, and we wanted to have the composting and especially the water conservation issue and have people learn a little bit. And it just kind of rolled out from there. And once we got into it, it was kind of endless. And then it was a black tie party. So our tables were big, long farm tables without linens on them. And then our chairs were all from estates, like estate sales. So they're all different, but they were whitewashed. So they're all white, but just different styles because they had been salvaged from estates.
Do you have pictures? It would be super.
I do. And I was just thinking I can put them on the Facebook page so people can see.
That would be fantastic. I know we would all love to see them.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think I need to join the Facebook group then. So
I mean, it would be a great event at a one hotel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the possibilities were endless. Once you got going, you can come up with something more regional. I mean, the centerpieces were my favorite. My florist probably hated me because she was carving out gourds first thing in the morning to have them fresh.
So where did this event take place? And did you have a DMC do the decor? Or did you?
I did it. I was the DMC. So I did all the design, but it was at the Broadmoor.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, but it was fun. It was one of my favorite events I've ever done.
Wow, Sam. Yeah, you guys have thrown down the gauntlet now. I don't know whether Kelly and Sheila and Emily are going to be able to decide the winners of their packages, but thank you for that. And please do share.
So Carol, I figured out how to turn my camera around.
All right, there's balls everywhere.
So
it looks like
the ball. Well, that's my ottoman. But you can see that's what I was trying to show you. But anyway, it's great for my family has actually started using balls to sit on. It makes your stomach flatter. So you can exercise while
hold yourself up and not go rolling off.
That's right. It takes a little practice. The first time I got the one in my office, I went to answer to reach for a folder and fell off of my ball. But once you learn,
that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Yes,
it's not difficult.
Great. before we do the travel packages, and thank you all for joining that portion of it. That was really fun to listen to. Can I ask Evan and Paula to turn your cameras back on, because Emily would like to take a group shot before we leave. So Evan and Paula, if you could join us on, there you go. Thank you, Evan and Paula, if you could.
If you guys don't mind, we would love to, ooh, am I frozen?
There she is. Thank you, Paula.
Hey.
All right, everybody do something, smile.
You can throw up a 1 if you don't know what to do with your hands.
There you go.
Thanks, guys. This was so wonderful.
You guys are wonderful. And I wanted to please to ask you all, in addition to Lori and Randy with the selfies, because you look so clever today, y'all please do take a picture of yourself with some of your innovations, or just a picture of yourself, period, and send it to me. We'd love to have a conversation about sustainability, grow out of this discussion, and have it on our hospitality family page. So we can start with Sam on that, but I need content, and that's going to mean that you all need to send me some pictures or stories. I'll integrate stories into that post tomorrow. So please send me what you've got. And thanks, Emily. If you'll send me the group photo, that'd be great.
Absolutely. And I think we have our winners ready between the 3 of us.
Great.
You want to kick it off, Kelly?
Oh, sure. I'd love to. Thank you. So I am going to award our Zeal Optics brand, which is based in Boulder, Colorado. The maroon bells is what's behind me. And just like, I thought it was most fitting for today, because just like the one, it is based in sustainability. And our latest offering is Seagrass, which is a completely biodegradable frame and lens option from Zeal. So all of Zeal's options have biodegradable lenses. And now we're moving forward with the plant-based frames as well. And just as you use in a lot of your hotels that beetle kill wood, we use that with Zeal too, and that's how we outfitted that office. And they also plant a tree for every single pair of sunglasses or goggles purchased. So great sustainable story with Zeal Optics. And to Basha.
Thank you.
Your choice of goggles or sunglasses, you just let me know, and I'll send you an email about that too. Congratulations.
Thanks you so much. Appreciate it.
Great story with your nephews and all that they're doing.
And we loved everything that all of you said and appreciate your engagement. But unfortunately, we can only have 3 winners for this part. So for One Hotel South Beach, we have a complimentary stay for Randy and Lori.
Oh, wow.
And then we have for Brooklyn Bridge, we would love to offer Kimberly and Lisa a complimentary stay with us. So we will follow up with you directly.
That is so.
Thank you.
Wow, I really love today, you guys, and it's inspired me to kind of come up with other ideas other than just how you're dressed for more discussion in some of our next events, because not everyone wants to dress up, but we mostly, pretty much everyone has a story. So I hope to see you all next week. We're going to start celebrating winter. And next week, we'll be visiting the Canadian Rockies with Karen Carini from Fairmont Hotels of Western Canada. And she has some exciting activities, and they're beautiful hotels that, of course, plenty of snow and dressed up for the holidays. So join us next Wednesday at 4 for our trip to the Canadian Rockies.
That's all we have today. Thank you so much,
Thank
Emily.
you so much.
We just enjoyed this so much.
So much.
What a fantastic brand, and what a fantastic purpose to the brand. We can't wait for when your new destinations open up. We'd love to have those sales reps back to talk to us about those.
Indeed. And
Lovely.
Emily, I'm
Thank
going
you,
to come
guys.
to you as soon as it's safe.
Yes, please do. Whenever you guys are ready to travel or book, we are ready for you.
That's great. Thank you so much. And thanks everybody for being here. You all rock my world. So thanks very much.
Thank you.
Hey, guys.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Randy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let me pause this.
Yeah, take that off.